Okay, it's Community Preservation Committee meeting. It's a little after 7 o'clock. October 19th. In attendance tonight, we have Chris Pratt, Chair. I'm going to point to people. Say your name.
Oh, really?
Say your name.
Jean Reed.
You know
Vice
it.
Chair.
Brian Walker.
Joanna Rajek.
Dave Spina.
Beth Thomas.
And John Wally on Zoom. And
Do I count?
I think you do.
I don't think
in
I
attendance, we
count.
also have our secretary coordinator.
Sabrina. You forgot my name.
No, I didn't. I'm
Supposed to
pointing.
say
She didn't listen. I said, I'm pointing. to
Sorry, I'm
people.
trying to be the secretary right now.
Okay.
John.
Nice when people hear your voice.
I'm feeling a little, I think I have allergies. I took a COVID test, but I don't really actually want to talk that much today. My throat
Okay.
hurts.
We'll keep you quiet.
That's why
Thanks for the
I'm
warning.
trying to hand sanitizer, this, all that.
You say.
If it is spreadable, I don't want to spread it.
Okay. That's, okay, yeah, all set. Thank you.
Two.
Maybe that's why.
That's why I was gonna give you that. I copied one from home.
Okay,
That's why it's got blue on it.
yeah. We're good.
Yeah.
Too late. Thank you. All right, we are meeting in hybrid. Actually, just let everybody know. And do we have any public comment? We'll start with public comment.
Go ahead, Dan.
I stand.
Yep, just stand, say your name, address.
My name is Daniel Kelly. I'm the acting manager of the Southwick Housing Authority. Managing agent, I'm also the executive director of the office. In a brief conversation today with Vice Chair Ratchick, and I talked to my chair, Karen Reed, a few times about, maybe come to a meeting just to introduce myself and probably say I'm going to come forward with a few projects.
Great.
For housing. Yeah. I did one job, I'm thinking that to restore the flooring and everything on one of our projects, it might have to be a sealed pit, so I'm not sure if I can be back for November.
Right.
And do you need it every month or every quarter?
Oh, we
I
tried
actually
to.
belong to, I'm on a board at Westfield,
Okay,
we meet mostly every quarter, so. that's-
yeah,
I don't know.
if there's an application that comes in,
Okay.
definitely.
Okay.
Sometimes if there's not much going
I'll
on.
be coming in the next month, and like I told you, I tried, but if this project, I'm gonna have someone look at it, if it's more than, you gotta do something. So, I don't know if I can get forward and get it done within a month, but I'd like to go forward with something and hopefully, I'd say within the next, 6 to 8 weeks.
Great, good to hear.
Okay.
Super.
Joanne was talking and Sabrina had sent a letter about, responding to community goals for housing and things like that. I don't deal with that actually in Westview, it's done by the community development, of course, I give the staff for housing authority. I could give you that
Yeah.
in a heartbeat, but I'm just not sure what you were looking for with that. I had never really seen the Southwick's master plan. And-
Yeah, we're working on
Well,
that.
that's
We,
what I thought, that's what Westfield is
so I think that would be towards going in that direction.
Yeah.
Not really,
I mean, I can come up with stats, of course, for
Yeah.
housing authority, but I deal with the median income, which is probably about 91,000 or so. I mean, that may have been in 3 or 4 years ago. So, I am familiar with some of the stats I think Sabrina was looking for, but
Okay,
I don't do the whole,
Yeah.
our community development at Westfield would call me and I would just provide information, for the housing.
right,
I'm not reference to the master plan.
right. And I think that's the direction we're
So
moving. in,
whatever
that
help
whole
I can
thing.
give Sabrina or, even through Joanne,
That'd be wonderful.
I just, you gave a sample, I think of Acton, which is, a lot smaller than Westfield, but it might be the same size as South.
I'm not sure. actually.
I saw some of the stats for that.
Uh-huh.
But that was like 10 to 12 years ago, I think you said, so. I mean, I can answer some of that if you can, but I don't really familiar with the whole I think it was a 3-page report you were looking for.
Yeah, if you could just try to get as much information as you can, so we
Yeah,
have
I'll try
something
to
to
do
work
that.
with. And then
Okay.
maybe throughout the years, just continue to improve on it.
Yeah, okay, I could probably do
Just-
that.
Try to give it a go. I know the one in Acton, there's a lot,
Yeah,
but I mean,
Well,
that's the goal, to sort of have that much
like low-income
information.
housing, of course, it's us, and you know, I know, Wayfinder runs there in Circle, which is not a nonprofit that we deal with over the years. stuff like that. So, whatever you're looking for, I'm trying to provide, you know, I'm not sure if I can do the whole thing, but I just want to let you know.
Yeah,
So, one thing I would like to ask is, that Joanne was throwing a figure on, I just, the exact amount that we have in the budget for housing.
yeah, how do I get onto the internet? Oh, can I?
One of our
probably-
lesser used
I should-
accounts.
Probably screen,
Well,
screen share right now.
It was
Well,
exact possession.
hold on, before I screen share, make sure I don't go into anything weird.
Right.
Not just you.
Oh, that's pretty
So I actually have the funds, Community Preservation Act funds on the website.
Oh, okay, I'll look for it.
Oopsies, sorry, I'm getting used to this quick. So we are affordable housing, so this much, and for affordable housing, but we also have this,
Yeah. unreserved.
this much for unreserved, I'm not sharing.
Around 600,000, that's what.
Okay.
609,707.
I gotta get used to this quick.
So I can answer questions.
Share.
or I can do my public and skedaddle.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Not a problem.
Thank you,
Appreciate you
Dan.
coming in.
All right.
Thank you, Dan.
Nice to meet you.
Karen's daughter.
I am.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I wish you was feeling better, but, yeah, no, it's, you're having a tough time, so.
Yes, very tough.
Okay.
All righty.
Thank
Thank
you.
Thank
you.
you.
Alright, I'm stopping the screen share.
Comment online.
Are there any comments online? Anybody
Oh,
online for comment?
I had a couple, you know, I know people have been on it, well, I know we did do a few projects in the last. I think the last one was over 3 years ago. So, I have used CPC funds from South before,
Great.
all right?
All righty.
Thank
All right,
you.
thank you.
Thank you for
Take
coming.
care.
Alright, it doesn't look like anyone.
Okay, nobody online has public comment, or Diane Gill has her hand up?
Does she?
No.
Oh,
Oh, that was
that's
your
my
cursor.
hand.
That was, I was looking at your screen. It was, okay. All righty. So we can move on to our new business. We have a new CPC application that we're going to discuss and review. And if we choose to, we may vote on that tonight.
Yes.
Has everybody had an opportunity to look that over? I know it came out in the email, but
I have a question.
yes.
Hold on, let me get to where.
Is it this? Which one is it?
Is it the church? It's not the church.
Which
No,
one are you
No, the
talking about?
application process.
Oh, the process. Oh, okay. Yes,
Yeah.
I did. I did look at that.
because we worked on it, a couple weeks ago.
In the end,
Looks like you had a few questions, right? Everything read had to be answered.
Yeah, I have, because I don't know everything,
I
right?
didn't see. I just printed it. I didn't see the red.
There's some things in red, there's also some bold, I don't know, like.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna try to screen share this again. So people can see. I guess the screen share that one.
So while you're doing that, at the end, my question is,
The end of this one.
and maybe because I didn't flip through it, you might have something in red that says, yeah. So receipt of application for applicant's records. Okay, so we're gonna fill that out. Or they're gonna fill it out and then we're going to send them back a receipt. How is that? What's the plan?
I don't, Chris, this is your.
So what we
is
were
it called?
thinking,
The certificate of non-collusion? Is that what this is?
That's not from that.
So should that end stuff be on a separate sheet of paper?
That should be,
Or I mean, on a new page?
right. No, that's not part of the.
So,
Scroll up to the beginning, we'll start there.
okay, yeah,
Okay,
and
It's always best to start at the beginning.
sure.
all right. I'm learning how to scroll, okay. So are we okay with the title? Yeah. Okay,
I think
so
so.
I'm just gonna scroll down right there, okay.
We turn those keys to place up. I can't.
Cricking
I
your
think you
neck.
can, actually.
If it falls off the wall, you own it. Oh, yeah, sorry.
So Chris, I basically took what you had, kind of edited it a little bit and reformatted it, so the forms are on separate pieces of paper.
Yeah,
if
that's-
Nothing gets lost.
Yep, that's fine. As long as we can keep them that way. When they start
Yes.
filling things in. Sometimes it expands, the box expands and it
Well, we'll
sends
see,
things to
we'll,
another page.
you will see.
Well, I think if we,
What that's
like you
about.
say, if we create them as separate forms,
And I do have them as separate forms as well, but I
Okay.
wasn't sure, so I just put it all in one document.
right? Yeah, for now, that's fine.
Okay.
But as far as when we put it on in live for people to fill out, we want to make sure that
Okay.
we keep that a little bit separated.
That coalition, is that flow chart?
All right, let
I
me.
believe that's
let me-
correct.
What's the coalition?
So
It's
applicants,
a Community Preservation Coalition from the state. They have all the informational flow charts for how you go about looking at different applications to make sure they meet the criteria of what the CPC is supposed to be used for,
so
usable funding.
should we search for that link right now? Because I actually do not know what you
If
need.
you tap it, will it go on?
No. So
Well-
I need to, do you want me to go in?
If you want to, sure, put it
So
on.
you can.
Yeah.
Okay,
Might as well insert that right now.
yeah,
So this afternoon, I got an email from Stuart,
Coalition.
Yeah, me too.
and in there, if you.
Stuart is,
He's from
Of the
this.
coalition.
Sure, yeah, he's
So in there, if you start tapping on the stuff in there, it comes up with the, let's see if I took a screenshot, I meant to. Sometimes I have moments of, yeah, no, I didn't. Okay. But it comes up with this wonderful breakdown where it says housing.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was talking about the
And-
last time.
And that
Right.
link should
That's
be
exactly
that.
right.
And so that when you tap on that, it's an easy read, and I'm gonna see if I can.
Well, it comes up better on the computer than on the phone.
is it technical assistant?
Yeah. And then,
Is our project allowable? Click on that link with the question mark.
That
Yeah.
should be it.
Click on that.
yeah,
Okay, so then you look down and you have the tables there,
Yeah,
is that what you're talking about that?
but then it also has a spot where it was like all the different, like open space. Keep on scrolling,
It's-
keep on going. keep on
sorry,
going.
I can't read
Okay, so
your
it
mind.
gives all the different areas where we can fund for and gives you all the different ways it can be used.
This right here, this is your link right here.
Mhm.
So link to this, so allowable uses. All right, how do I right click on this bad boy?
This control C.
Okay, I like that better.
Yeah.
And let's go back to the. Okay.
There it is. That's even blue for you.
So then there's also
Right.
the Community
Click.
Preservation Coalition Project Reference Guide that I find a very easy read. It looks like this when you click on it.
For specifically for housing or
Now,
historic,
it
I
breaks
mean.
down each one.
Each one?
Historical is all in orange,
Oh,
housing is in red, Green is outdoor recreation, dark green is open space, blue is general application art.
So where did you find that?
So that is behave yourself, Brad. So if you go to visit the CPA projects reference guide. And that was in his email, but if CPA projects reference guide,
See if I can just,
you might be able to.
With their CPA.
Nope. It's being a brat.
wasn't that easy.
Just put CPA in front of the project. Yeah.
So that,
Mm,
so from the email that he sent. If you scroll down from the CPA update. Because when we were looking at this the other night, Chris, this is what this was one of the things we found that we all. You and I and Sabrina really looked at and liked.
Right,
Because it was a really easy read, because you went to yours and it says this is this,
Mhm.
and you kind of know where you're going. You don't feel like you're on a sailboat with no sails. Visit the CPA projects reference guide.
mm, I feel like it would be under technical assistance.
There's none of plans and application.
That's so strange that it's here in his email, but it's not on the site, isn't it? Overview history.
Go over Databank again. I thought I saw something.
What was that?
Go over two more. Databank.
Did they give it?
Databank.
No, it's not good.
How about technical assistance?
Over here.
Great project
the way over.
reference guide right here.
Yeah.
Oh my
wow.
gosh. Ay, 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 ay.
7
that's the
grown-
one.
There it
Oh.
is. And that's the one, look, because if you look, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
Because if they have a specific question, they can click on each one of those topics and answer their own question.
so do you want this link
Yeah.
instead of the other one? Or,
Put it at
put
the
them
end of the
both.
paragraph,
Yeah,
Put
or
'em
put them
both?
next to each other.
yeah.
Mm, maybe and or,
Yeah, there you go.
okay.
Some red already gone.
Hmm?
Some of the red's already gone.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Now just tap it to make sure it works.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
Yeah, that's,
Make sure it's hot.
that's always good.
Well,
Sometimes it's like
it would help if I could,
What's the matter?
Control.
let's control and click at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just not used to this computer.
Yeah,
Beautiful,
perfect.
okay. Back here. Would you like me to scroll down?
Keep on going. Me, I'm all set.
So for the,
What does that mean? Each member can-
so,
We're not
I
listed
think,
individually, I think. right?
yeah, in the past on the town website, sometimes they had people's individual contacts, or at least just one contact, and now it's different. If I can get rid of this thing. Go away, I can show you. They changed, oops, what did I just,
Got rid of the wrong one.
where did I do that?
Down below.
Where?
Go to your.
Oh.
The project resource, thing, we just took it out. We have to put it back in.
Oh, my goodness.
So I don't know
Yeah.
if you guys read this email, but I did today from Stuart
Yeah.
and. There's also a note in here about historic preservation grant opportunity that the 1772 Foundation. Will match funds up to $10,000 for exterior work on historic properties. And I immediately thought,
Steeple.
wow, we're talking about a steeple.
Yeah.
They
Um,
don't qualify.
they don't qualify.
It's, I read it, it says churches and something else are, don't qualify, even though it's a nonprofit, it says they don't qualify.
Even though it's just not just a church, it's other things too.
Yeah, it said it,
Okay.
but I
So-
did send it to the selectmen and said that quite possibly you could use some of this for the town hall.
Yeah.
And I also thought it would be a good idea to maybe help out the historical commission, literally,
And what
With
about our
something.
tombstones?
but. But they still have
Money.
They
a
have
lot of money. That they haven't used yet,
Okay,
so that,
thank you.
you're welcome, I read it, cause that was immediately what I thought of, and then it's somewhere in here, it says it, and I'm sorry, I can't bring it up now.
No,
but
that's all right.
It does say that they're not,
So you dug deeper than I did, and that's great because
yeah,
I just left. I started work at 7 this morning and just left at 6. So thank you.
no, yeah, I read it, cause that was the first thing I thought of, I was like, what a great idea, and then I read it and was like, oh.
Darn it.
It said
Okay.
churches and something else do not qualify.
For CPC funds.
No.
For that
the
matching
grant.
grant.
They've
that's
got
what
this
it says.
historic preservation grant opportunity from the 1772 Foundation. They've decided to match funds up to 10 grand. So when I read this afternoon, I didn't have enough time to dig into it, but I did read the email. And I thought, well, we're doing a steeple and they need
Mhm.
X amount of money, and if these guys match, then it comes out of less of our stuff. So that we'll have more money in the future. That's,
And how long is the grant good for? Does it say?
it's gotta be, the
No.
2023 program will be to a
Yeah.
one-to-one matching grant of up to $10,000 for exterior work on historic properties. Owned or leased by nonprofit organizations.
I think those
So I'm
schools-
thinking, oh, it's a church, they're a nonprofit.
Schools are not allowed either.
Correct, that's what
Schools.
it says, schools and churches,
Drat.
and it says it has to be exterior only.
Would that count as windows?
It
They're on the
says
outside.
exterior
Yeah.
painting, finishes and
They're
surface
exterior
restoration,
windows.
fire detection, lighting protection. Repairs to restoration of porches, roofs and windows.
Yeah.
Does it work have to
windows.
be in 23? Done in 23?
No, I think
Probably
it's up to
not.
2023.
So
right?
maybe,
I think it has to be granted.
could the brass rail qualify for that?
No.
Oh, no, they're gonna match other money donated.
Right,
Right.
so if
Up to
we're up
$10,000.
to 10 grand, so if we're gonna put $20,000 into a project, they'll give us 10 grand.
I guess.
If we're gonna put 9,000 in, they'll only give us 9,000. So there's 18. But I was like,
Mhm.
there's money that doesn't have to come out of our funding if it gets okayed. Which is better for the people in town. Cause then we keep money in the bank for future projects. And that was my thought on the steeple, but I didn't have time to go deep into it. Thank you.
There is a deadline of December 1st,
For applications, right?
correct?
Yeah.
Notifications to the applicant by January 2023. And then they have to have their full application, their full application by February. So anyway,
Oh, it is for 2023.
there's just something to think about, yeah. Let's do that.
Screen share them. Screen share this one. So what I meant by no contacts, so here's the website now.
Mhm.
and it doesn't list anybody's contact on this one. We have a new system, yep. Click here for committee members. This is the new thing, but again, there's no contact information for anybody.
Well, and quite honestly, are we supposed to be receiving phone calls from people inquiring or? is
I'd
that
rather have it go through the office and then
Me
you
too.
bring it out to us.
That's
That
fine.
way, not one person's like fielding questions and giving answers that
We don't
are
know.
for the
what
group.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like
so-
if they wanna know, they get your name and they're asking about housing, you're like,
Oh,
I have no idea. You know what I
Right,
mean?
and she might try to answer it and be wrong.
Right, well, that's what I mean. It
Yeah,
just,
so
you know,
I'd feel much more comfortable if it came into the office
yeah.
and then you give us the
disperse.
information. You don't have to give an answer.
No,
Just say, I will let the committee know. and,
Right.
you know,
you disperse it to whatever committee it goes to.
The only reason why I put that there says applicants with questions may contact any member of the Community Preservation Committee. Contact information is available on the Southwick Community Preservation website.
you delete
It's
the
not
sheet.
anymore, so you just want me to delete that?
That.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zap that.
No, it's
just
delete any member
of.
Wait, applicants with questions may contact
Right, they still need to
The board-
contact you.
the coordinator.
Yeah.
You don't like that?
No, I do.
Coordinator. I don't, coordin,
I think there has to be a buffer.
oh my god.
Yeah,
How do
That
you
would be
spell
you, Don.
coordinator? I
Yeah.
can't do it right now.
that works.
The Community Preservation Committee.
Get rid of the red.
Yeah.
Hold on, give me a second.
No, that's not good.
I'm just gonna write my contact right here.
You just wrote Spooler?
Is that right?
That's her, yeah.
You don't write your first
That's a good
name?
idea to put your actual email in there, because
That's her.
Oh, your email is.
That's her town email.
That's my town email.
what if the job position changes, then it's just.
Then that has to change, that's all.
Yeah, because my email's in here a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Contact, so
Because
that
there's
doesn't
not
need
one
to
for
even be there.
position. Each person gets their own personal email.
Um,
So you have to make that
Yeah, you should,
hot.
Yep.
So
wait, what?
create a link and add that as a
I
link.
guess I hover over that and do something.
You gotta go all the way over
yeah,
to the T.
highlight it.
Dun, 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 dun,
There you
dun, dun.
Toward the bottom. I guess.
There it is, hyperlink down
go.
there.
Second from the bottom.
Yeah.
There you
So, never mind.
I wonder if I just, hold on.
There
There
you
you go.
go.
There you
Hit
go.
Enter.
I did hit,
Oh,
Yeah.
Because
the
the
period.
period
Got the
was
period at
in
the
the
end.
Period.
You don't, yeah.
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 Get rid of
can
your
I do
period,
that?
will you?
Wait, I did it. I did it
Yay.
with the period.
Good job.
Okay,
No,
so
it's step two.
this is where I
Backspace
started.
there.
What's that?
You got a backspace there.
Where?
You got like two spaces in between, like.
It looks like that.
Huh?
It looks
Like
like there's too
two
much space.
spaced in between three words there. And the entire CPA. Application.
I don't know if you can change it. I tried to change that.
You,
Try
uh,
to change it. I
so
think
you
it's the way-
highlight stuff and then you right click and then you go to paragraph and it like, you can change like the spacing and stuff like that.
Make it, you just want it uniform. There it is.
Hmm?
You did it.
All right.
Oh, that's why, okay, because it's
Oh,
spread
still
out.
there.
Mhm.
Because you spread it out, you made it uniform.
I didn't do
No,
anything.
it's still there. It's still-
I know
it's
it
still
is,
spread out.
but it's still spread out, number one,
Which part?
Number
number
one,
one.
please read the entire,
The letters themselves?
the word,
Spacing.
in between the spacing in between the words. Entire.
It
Your
just-
entire NCPA.
Please, space, space, read, space, space, the
Because it's
space,
justified.
space.
Mhm.
So that would
Unjustified.
Just,
be,
don't you just backspace and then, no?
it didn't work.
Oh, you
I don't know why. Yeah, I mean, I tried to do that.
Change justified to left.
did that work?
Yes.
There you go, good job,
Here we go, learning.
good job.
Skills.
Thank you. I'm
Yeah,
getting. an
because clicking in it
education.
and it wouldn't,
And
Yeah.
delete it,
I had to do a lot
Yeah.
of paragraph rearranging stuff.
very nice.
So does this look okay?
Mhm.
Yes.
So right here I have
So
an
what does that
asterisk
mean?
with required. and Chris and Beth and I, we kind of went over what should be required, but if you guys think something different, go ahead and let me know. So we have the narrative. Oh, and look, it's clickable. I don't know if that's gonna stay being clickable if we turn this into like a fillable document, but it's sort of like a checklist for the applicant to keep track of their things. Let me know when you want to scroll down.
It's pretty much everything that's on the existing form, right?
Yes,
Or just a lot of check marks?
So Chris,
very similar but different.
for the narrative, I took one document that you had with it was right after the application and then you had a whole bunch of questions. I just put that,
Yeah, that
In
was kind of
narrative.
redundant.
yeah,
Right.
okay, so that's just
Right.
what I did.
And is the box for them to fill in online, is that just part of this document, or is that gonna be like a separate page, or?
The box of
Yeah.
the narrative,
Yeah, so if you
I
scroll
kn-
down a little bit,
I may or may not have gotten rid of the narrative.
no,
That would be at the bottom of the application, right?
right,
This is the eligibility, so here's,
those are the fillers.
I think I got rid of it.
Okay, well, there should be a place for them to type their narrative.
Wouldn't that be project summary
No,
right
That's
here?
too small.
no. No, it was a separate box I put in for the narrative itself.
Yeah, because you could add as many characters as you wanted. I
Right.
remember that, Chris.
So you want the narrative to be within within the document, not like them just writing on a separate piece of
Correct.
paper.
So you wanted them to type it in? Is that what you're
Right.
saying, right?
Right, I want there to be an option for that. I want there to
So you're
be,
gonna have to put a space somewhere, right, for them. to
right,
write it
that's what I
in?
was asking her about,
Yeah.
because what I had
right.
before is,
But if you go down to one of the pages, it's kind of almost blank.
yeah, there's a blank page in there.
So why can't you use that one?
You
for
got
it?
it.
You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So what I can do. If I'm right down,
No, there's a blank page down there somewhere. Keep going down.
I put so there's a blank page up here, and
Okay,
I
this
put
one.
I put that there on purpose in case we needed to add more to this.
Well,
So
that's
there
what
would be a blank
that's what he's
page.
talking about,
Yeah.
adding it right there, right?
Was that the spot?
Oh, I meant for the instructions. If we needed more instructions, that's why I put the blank page. But the blank page, I believe Chris is talking about, should be a part of the application cover sheet,
Right,
because that's
we
what it
need
was
to have,
before.
because that was just those were the directions for the narrative, but we want to make sure that there's a spot for them to actually
Right. all that
do the
information.
narrative.
Yeah.
Right,
So let's see if I can. Insert blank page, where is that? Oh, no, I killed it. What did that
Right
do?
there.
It inserted
is.
it where you had the cursor.
Hold on. That's not what I wanted though.
Just undo what you
just
did.
flip left. There you go, that's better now.
Oh,
No
things
harm.
screwed up again.
Let's see if insert blank page. Okay. So here's a blank page, and then what I can do is, if I can remember.
Check, back that out and put it in there and then put another
Do you
page
want
down
it-
and say the same thing.
Right,
Wait, no.
You could do it later when you're not under pressure. Because
yeah,
I
just stick a
understand.
spot.
Because what I want to do
Just
is I
make a
want to
note.
put, I want to title this as narrative.
Right, yeah,
Yeah,
Right.
how do we spell narrative?
RRATIV.
And I'm worried that this is gonna, yeah, so that says narrative, so what I,
Because that you put it in the header,
exactly, so.
so you don't want a header.
Oh, I can unlink it, I just. How do we do it?
How do you do that?
Christina? I did it a few times before when I
Yeah,
was doing the
come on.
document, and it's like, do you want to delete this header footer and connect the header footer to the previous section?
You don't want to do that. You want to do
No.
the opposite. You want to, let's see. You want to.
Insert, no, it was right
It
where,
was where you were, I thought.
crap, where was I? Design.
Couldn't you
I
just
have
do
to
that?
click the thing.
A text box?
But there's gonna be
Yeah,
a
so we have
checkbox to
table
link to
expand
previous,
once
or same as
someone
previous
types.
or something.
Right, and that,
So why don't we put that in there?
We can.
I don't know where that is now. No, go away, shoo, shoo, shoo. View, sign, okay,
Link to previous. You wanna
right, click-
undo, yeah,
clicked it.
okay. So you, yep, you don't wanna do that, but you want to, or maybe you need to do a section break.
You got the footer on the top.
You know what
top
I'm
of-
saying?
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that
We can-
later.
yeah.
Sabrina, just take a note, say, put in text box
Or narrative.
for narrative. And you can actually insert a table one by one and expand it, and then they can just type right inside that table.
To the footer 5, section 5, and the header down
Right.
to backwards.
So you can undo all that,
Yeah, just hit the undo button.
so you don't screw yourself up. There.
I think we're gonna add a section break for when you do it.
yeah,
It's a section.
Yeah,
and then that
section break
section will
and
allow you to
then-
do a separate header for that section.
yeah. Okay, so. Where were we? We were up,
Okay, well, it's a narrative.
So that may
So we-
require scissors,
Draw
and
this.
scotch tape, is that what you're telling me? Yeah.
And you can stick-
The old fashioned way.
Then print it out.
Right. Here you go. Take it away.
The original cut and paste.
Cut shades and print.
Printer.
Okay, so we like narrative? All right,
should I keep scrolling?
sure,
Okay, just tell me what to do,
yeah,
all the way down to
Show
the
us the red.
project.
Show us the red.
yeah, pretty much.
What's the attachment in the blue?
For the project budget.
Okay.
Yeah,
Where does that go?
the attachment right here is,
They can
This-
create an
this guy.
attachment and just send it
This
in
guy
as
right
an
here.
email.
Oh,
the item.
This is
so
the-
add it onto it, is that what? it means?
Yeah, but I still would like to see everything input into these tables
Mhm.
along with their estimate.
Well, you want it broken down here, is what you're
Right,
saying, right?
exactly.
But they can put it in, but you need it broken down. Gotcha.
Right.
um,
Sometimes people come in and just say, oh, we need this much money.
all right. So here's that question of, what's the threshold to require 3 quotes?
Wait, oh, I read that. Was anything over, is it 25 or 50?
It's changed since I've been involved. I know that.
Oh, I think it was where, right? It's never mind.
I don't think you have to have 3 quotes for 5,000.
No,
Word threshold.
I
looks
thought it
funny.
was
I don't know
10.
why.
I thought it was 10 too, but that
Who's
was,
John? John,
Mr. Wally, are you home? You have your ears on?
Stop sharing. No, he's the one that just left.
It figured.
Should I message him and tell him to come back?
We can get that information.
yeah, we can,
Leave the red there
Hey.
so we don't.
Put another note.
Oh, geez.
It's not-
Mhm.
Well, we can still vote on it. Just make sure that that goes in there.
Okay.
The correct information.
No, is 10,000 the threshold?
We don't
Or
know.
three? Oh,
no.
Put it down. Say,
Yeah.
research to find out. I think it's the Department of Revenue that governs that.
Or 3 quote threshold, right?
Okay, I
And this
just pulled it up. It says MGLC 30B applies to other professional services and establishes 3 monetary thresholds They trigger different selection and procurement procedures.
That would be the one.
With the most latitude established for contract amounts under 10K. If a contract is between 10 and 49,999, then 3 quotes must be solicited. And for contracts at and over 50, sealed bids or proposals are required.
So 3 quotes. 3 votes. What was that?
And then anything over
50 grand,
Fifty.
what?
50K or
So
or
10 to 49,999, 3 quotes. Over 50,000, sealed bids or proposals are required. And I went to the CPA website and typed in 3 quote proposal.
No.
And it is under the title of Capital Improvement Projects. To the state's procurement laws apply to CPA projects is the header on the.
And it says yes.
Back to screen share. There. Okay. I'll just write. Third. Keep scrolling down.
Sure.
Mhm.
Do we want to put any details for ADA compliance? Cause I had questions for Chris. I didn't really know what that was all about, and I'm not sure if people applying would know.
And that's one of the things that qualifies.
But should we put like an explanation of what it is and what it stands for? And I don't know what ADA, I don't know what the acronym stands for.
American
Disabilities
Disabilities
Act.
Act.
Sorry, keeps going.
Yeah.
Do you want to read that? Make sure you're happy with it.
That's still a rule 12.
Oh,
Paper copies? Why do you need 12?
I don't think we need 12.
That's a lot.
Well, wait a second. So before it was 15, and then when we had our meeting, we agreed on 12.
Did we say because we wanted one for each person? We wanted to
Each
make copies?
person, because the
what-
applications are, it's a lot of paper.
Right. So we can do that.
So we don't have to
And then
copy 'em?
I think one stays with the town clerk. If they
Right.
submit it, it gets stamped and she keeps one. Cause there's 9 of you guys, there's 1 of me. 9, 10, the clerk, and then I don't know, an extra one.
Right.
So when we were talking about this the other night, when. Subcommittee meeting. So if it's a
It was
10
very
page
good.
document,
It's 120 pages.
it's 120 pages, which is not only, and this is one of the things, we went. To get a quote for. A bylaws copies for our beach association. We have 35 families. We went to the print shop and it was gonna cost us like $350. So if they've got a 10 page thing, yeah, it's a half a ream of paper and it's probably gonna exhaust the ink cartridge here at the town hall. But if we have 10 applicants over the course of the year, that's an expense to the town. It doesn't need to happen.
Right.
And that's the thought behind it, them bringing
Especially if
12
they're
copies.
Well, it's more than
requesting, like,
And if you're coming to us for $20,000, we
Right.
can afford the paper.
So does 12 stay?
Keep it.
Okay. Keep scrolling?
Yep.
Alright. You guys probably should read this, cause I don't know what I'm doing.
Do they get, when they email you, do they get a receipt that they have, that you agree with? What? Sorry.
That I received it?
Yes.
I mean, so it's only happened. Actually, I have never gotten. An e-submittal, I've gotten a paper one, and then I contacted them right away because I had some questions, so that was like their receipt, but. I mean, if I get something in the email, I can certainly say received. We'll get back to you.
Yeah.
If we have any questions and let you
But
know
the,
what
the
the
thing
next
is,
steps
that's
are.
their timestamp, that email,
Yeah.
when they send it, that's their timestamp for submittal. But if it's spent like at midnight the next day is when it counts by,
Okay.
you know what I mean? After, if it comes in after office hours, it
It goes to the next.
goes to
day.
the next day.
Business day. Okay.
Because we're asking for applications to be in like 20 days before a meeting, so we have time for review and things like that or whatever. And then to also meet the year-end deadline. As it is hard for some people to get into town hall.
Yes.
Sounds more red.
Hmm.
So I kind of remember more red coming.
Yeah, I don't know.
I like letter C.
You like letter C?
Yeah, I think it's good that that you detailed it more. Yeah,
Process.
yeah.
The committee recommendation
Yeah.
thing? Okay.
I'm just making a
Good.
statement. It just looks good, that's all.
Yeah, this is coming from somebody who I've never dealt with the application or the procedures, so. I kind of just tried to spell it out for somebody who's never done this before.
You can left justify that third bullet under committee recommendations.
I can do what to it?
Left justify those down and see it right there.
Left justify? What do you mean?
Move
did
the
it
words back
earlier.
together, like Dave
Oh,
said.
What'll
geez
happen though is
Louise.
it won't be.
Yeah,
it's not gonna be
highlight
final,
these.
disappear. You know what I mean?
Wait, so
So
should I not
highlight
do
it
it?
and then left.
I'd say my recommendation would be to consistently either have everything justified
Mhm.
or have everything all
So
left
like,
marked.
like that,
Yeah.
and then what do I do?
And then
Paragraph
it's,
and then
Yep. Left.
left or.
We'll see how it
We're all learning well
brings it all
tonight.
like that.
Whee!
Nice.
Yep.
Well
Sure.
done.
Should the last bullet have some kind of a qualifier of, if approved or something like that? Because it's possible. to
I think that's a, yeah,
Don't wanna.
well, you said no before,
So what do you want me to do?
if approved.
Committee will make a final recommendation for funding.
If
If
approved.
approved.
If approved. Yeah.
Or should I just put if approved in
That's
the
fine.
beginning
That's
right
fine.
here? So
Mhm.
if
I'm gonna make that small.
There we go.
it is called a warrant article, not
Yes.
just an article,
Right,
right?
correct.
Mhm.
Okay, continue to scroll.
Mhm.
The red, I don't know. What do you want to do?
I don't know who, I don't know
Who
who
writes
writes
the
the warrant article. I have no idea.
What,
Well,
what is that?
it used to be the town council would write the warrant articles.
Used to be.
Yes, but then I think they made you do it the last time, which I don't know why that is. Because it should be,
Cause still gotta go to council anyway.
And then they
Right.
review them and tear them apart anyway, so.
right,
So just say a warrant article be written.
yeah,
Well, you could say the warrant article will be written and reviewed by town council.
Yeah.
That CYA
Okay,
will be written.
Oh, is that why you wrote? I don't know.
yeah.
And approved.
Well, because it
And
changed
approved
last year
by town
somehow.
council
Town council always wrote them.
warrant will be written and approved or reviewed
and reviewed.
or,
Yeah, there you go, review by town council.
am I writing town council correctly? Because Doug Moglen said I wrote council wrong.
No.
COE and SEL.
S,
Yeah, it's not a,
All right, it's one of those words
Yeah.
where like, okay,
Like
those things,
counselor.
Yes.
And then she.
Which is,
It word.
which is a synonym for lawyer,
Oh, no, it's just about.
um,
counsel.
Right?
See how.
You see, yeah, you gotta fix it again. Highlight and left.
fix what?
You gotta re-justify that one, not just
Where?
that whole paragraph right there.
Yeah.
Just, hold on, I'm just trying to just. There we go.
Heard that. before.
You'll hear a lot more.
Cool that.
Shortcut button up there.
Is there a shortcut?
Yeah,
You
it's
mentioned
the
it.
buttons that are up there. In the paragraph, yeah, no.
That-
In the paragraph. section
Paragraph where
there,
it says
the
paragraph
lower
underneath.
left.
See where it says paragraph? And go to the
Makes it
first
left.
one, right?
This one?
That one right
That-
there.
Yeah.
Oh, is that,
Left.
Yeah.
Yep.
That one.
ah. Okay,
That'll work better.
moving on to town vote, make sure I got this right. Oh, there's a lot of red.
Oh.
I think I was going through.
So can you,
Me.
can you, hit the enter button a little to make that town vote coincide with your paragraph?
Yes, I can.
There you go. That
I'm
looks
just gonna
better.
save this for right now.
Mhm.
Oh, blue wheel, you better go away soon. Okay.
And I'll move this way.
Yes, Chris?
Isn't
What
it
is
voted on by the
disbarment?
town, not the legislative body?
What
Or
is
The town is the
disbarment?
legislative body.
That's what, how we're
That
using
she
it?
wrote disparse.
That's what it's called, like,
This first
all
one
over
is
the
when you
CPA
get-
website.
Does that say dispart?
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, it might,
Could
but
we say by the legislative body,
MENT.
I meant to say
Parentheses.
disbursement.
Okay.
town voters?
Yeah.
Red is nothing.
Because-
Going, wait,
Yeah,
disbarment,
Exactly.
right? That means you're
Which is
disbarred.
more-
You're gone.
I don't know the
Yeah.
process of
Like,
disbursing the money, like,
Yeah.
they get it all at once, when do they get it, when do they start getting it, how do they get it? Who gives it to them, is it direct deposit, I don't know any of that stuff.
Okay, so you gotta fix that
Yeah,
one.
that goes through the town manager and the,
If it's in red, that's just, so she didn't.
The red's
Oh.
not staying, that's
Oh.
just saying, hey, I don't know what this is,
Oh,
that's why it said, I don't know in big letters, that
Okay.
was never meant to say.
the second part's true, yes. Town accountant.
I don't know if we.
I don't know that we need to keep that in there.
Yeah, I don't know if we need to
I
get
think
into that much
sometimes the
detail.
more you put in there, the.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, so funds are administered and dispersed by the town of Southwick upon an affirmative vote at town
Yeah, get rid of-
meeting.
Just get rid of that red. Is that-
All of it, it doesn't
Yeah.
need, we don't need it?
Yeah.
Okay,
They can find out when needed. Okay, and then, there is a yearly presentation that is supposed to happen.
others.
Yeah.
Do we have a specific
We usually
time?
do it at the end of June, our last meeting of the year before the end of June.
You're
Where-
asking, this is saying you're asking the applicant for a presentation.
Yeah, of what they've done
Oh,
with the
oh,
money so
you mean the
far.
update?
Yeah, like an
Yeah.
Yeah.
update.
Oh,
Before we go into,
I see what you're
mean,
saying.
I mean, it would be nice if we could
Yeah.
have them do that.
We can say on demand. How about that? Instead of a yearly presentation upon request.
So,
So does that mean you're forcing, they have to do it if you request it?
Yeah.
mhm.
We say, hey, tell them how you're doing.
So,
What are you doing?
so one of the things that we discussed was we have a bunch of projects that we approve money for that are kind of hanging,
That's what that's that.
and we're trying
Yeah.
to stop that.
Right.
You like, did you get it done or not?
Yeah.
Can we close the books on this or not?
Right.
And so if we call you up 6 months after you got a check and we say, we need you to come in and let us know where you're at. then we expect them to do that, because we're not gonna leave the checkbook open indefinitely.
No, you wanna make that will.
Yeah, I would put
Will,
will.
for sure,
Or shall, yeah.
Yeah.
or shall,
Shall.
shall.
Because
Shall's
we
the
don't wanna
like
have an,
legal.
they don't wanna have them to have.
So-
Right,
Yeah,
I just did, I
want-
didn't want.
Oh, I don't wanna
have
do
it.
it.
Already written in your note.
I teach those kids at school.
What?
You have the same thing pretty much written in your little note. See your note, the committee may request project status update, so you're kind of, double,
Oh,
you're double talking,
hold on,
for lack of better words.
project oversight, financial control responsibility.
Like, take whatever you put in the note,
What note are you talking about?
No,
On the bottom.
the bottom where it says no.
The committee may request-
On the bottom, that
See
last
the
paragraph.
one we
maybe I-
worked at
maybe I
had notes
wrote
on the
that.
side, so try looking over on the side. That's-
Oh.
Maybe I wrote that and
So
then I
that's the
just,
same thing you're
Okay.
getting ready to, well,
I mean,
I
do we
don't know
want to
if you've
keep it
heard
as a note or put it as part of the that paragraph?
I don't think you-
Is
it
it-
doesn't matter.
okay.
I think
If that looks good, then
we just put a space in there though, so it's
in the
not,
note,
Yeah.
just,
After, yeah,
yes, there you go.
bam. Oh, this is spread out. Let me do something I learned,
Okay,
right? Bam.
Beautiful.
genius.
Oh my god.
And why is aid,
What a
Yeah,
good
what's up with
student.
aid?
what's up with the word A underlined?
Or maybe two aid committee.
Aid the committee and then fire.
And aid? Or not?
Comma to aid.
Cause you, oh, no, you got and in already.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh,
With the word two. in front of
Two,
it.
yeah.
Why don't you
Two
just
aid.
ask it? Right, click
Oh,
on
you
the
do that
word
too.
aid, it'll tell you what its recommendation is.
That said,
Ah,
that's why.
Yeah.
So the purpose of such updates
think
is to
two.
track the
Yeah,
progress of
Two aid.
funded
put a two
project
in there.
to aid. Oh, I'm so happy now. Continue to scroll.
Sure.
My fifth grade English teacher would be so pleased.
Yeah, and here's that blank page that I just put there in case things just kept going. Here's the eligibility determination form. Is it looking good so far?
Faxes, I mean, it's faxing a thing.
I mean, it's still a
Yeah.
thing.
I don't know if you saw the commercial.
people have
with
that.
The last
I have
fax on Earth
Yeah.
went away and now the
In
alien.
our school.
Yeah,
we
they-
get that.
I put it on my printer, so.
Yeah.
I have no printer.
We do, but we don't use ours.
I use it.
We don't have it hooked up to the,
With my
phone
mother,
line.
for my mother for Medicare.
Yeah.
So are we happy with this at least?
Use faxing.
Yes.
Okay.
Can I
Yeah,
have-
exactly.
Yes, you can.
Is there anywhere in here, and I know that we have like 12 pages, stuff that says you must submit this first, then this, like,
Yes.
we have
Yes.
this whole thing, right?
Yes.
Where is it? Is it like right?
It's in the
here?
middle.
Beginning there, I thought it said.
Sorry about
I
it.
don't
You
have
gotta
a copy
do
of
the-
that, but it's in the middle and it says you gotta do this and this
You
and
gotta
this and
submit
this
these.
in the order it's.
Okay.
required.
That's the
where is it?
steps.
It's right,
I want to see step one was.
this one.
Right there,
Determine-
two.
There you go, step 2.
So that's step
Okay.
two for
Yep.
Step one, I
application
thought was
instruction.
the
Step one is the,
eligibility.
determine project eligibility.
Yep.
So there's, I don't know how many steps, like maybe 7 steps, 5 steps.
So,
Which
so should they be the same name then? Complete the project application cover sheet.
So there is an where to go?
Okay, here it is.
Application cover sheet. It's called application cover sheet.
Got it.
Oh, there's
Complete the,
Did that answer your questions?
where does the eligibility determination form goes in the actual application?
Mhm.
Okay, yep, I'm good.
Or like Chris said, we can make these all like separate forms.
Well, they can be separate forms, but in the same application.
Yeah.
Put them, yeah.
You can just separate them out as different forms. That way, if they do expand, they're not gonna run into the other stuff and make it all messy.
That's computer jargon for what you're looking for.
Yeah, sure.
Don't make things
Do you know what
messy.
I, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's saying this page
Yeah.
is Form 1.
You got
This
it
page is
separated.
Form 2, so that
Yeah.
if somebody is really
Yes.
wordy
Yeah,
and they want to type an encyclopedia on Form 1, then it doesn't start screwing up the pages.
Yep,
But
gotcha.
step one,
And
is
you put
just
a
hit that
date
first
range
form
in.
and submit just that first.
Automatically.
Yeah.
I mean, even if things scan on red, they kick that next part,
Mhm.
next.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Talk to this guy.
I'll just send it over to you, make sure all the breaks are in.
There's another.
That's the guy we need.
form that's
Exactly
gotta
that.
Matter.
I would label this Form 1
Yeah, you put it on the
Yeah,
bottom.
right,
Right on
so,
the bottom.
exactly.
and put that in parentheses in your,
I
Right,
would
for
put
people
it in
like
caps,
me.
form one,
Yep.
on the
and then
bottom.
put it in parentheses here.
So if we're separating them, Sabrina, what you're saying is Form 1, then have it referenced
As a-
above where it
yeah.
says that part as
Yeah.
Form 1. So when
And
they,
that way
they
your
can go
forms
back and
never
reference
change.
the, and the directions.
So putting a
So
footer, label them on the bottom.
Yeah,
Sure,
wherever.
Yeah, I would do the bottom, that way
They
you
never
don't.
change and then go back into the.
Okay,
section
Dave is on the
part.
new subcommittee with Sabrina.
Yeah.
Formatting this thing.
Format, yeah, that's
The
fine.
format
Yep.
committee.
I mean, I know I can figure it
I
out.
vote
It's
him
just-
in.
I need like 2 screens and like Google on this side and like,
Oh my
I need time and not everyone, waiting.
I'm.
That'll
thinking
save
my
about
friends
19
might
hours.
Left would have you
Yeah,
up and
that's
running
definitely
in
true.
like 35 minutes, you'd be
Yeah.
done.
How many papers are actually in this application?
Label on the
I'm not
bottom
really
of the
sure.
form,
Should they-
blah, blah,
should
blah,
they be
blah,
on the-
as footer,
I don't
and
know if they need to, you could do that.
label
No.
the forms.
I'm just saying, you refer to page 2, everybody's.
Mm.
okay,
Yeah,
we
I
got
think it's
page
gonna
2.
refer to the section or the part
Right,
instead of the page number, because
Um,
we don't know what page number it might end up as. If they write too much, might be a different page.
On there, the pages.
Okay.
Okay, so what's this one? Okay, that's eligibility. So here's the project cover sheet, and Joanne, I think she made a point that the project summary is not large enough.
What I mean,
Is
Do you
that the
think it's
one
large
where
enough?
you're gonna just be
Hit
able to add
return.
characters as much as you want?
hit return,
Yeah, agree.
Yep.
see, it expands.
Great.
Now the
looks like we
applicant's
would type
signature is on the
directly
next
I
page.
would like to see that happen. That's part of why I want this to happen, is so people don't have to
People
sit there with a.
directly type into this file.
Mhm.
There's a
Yeah.
way to do that so they can't mess with the rest of it, like, because right now. it's-
Right,
everything-
that is,
I think what you
so
do
that's what I want to have
create a-
happen. That was the bigger question that we had when we first started this whole entire thing, was how do we prevent that? How do
It
we,
is
You
doable.
create a
Lock everything
PDF.
Except for certain
Mhm.
places where they can type.
okay,
I don't know how to do that. But I can find out.
because that was the biggest
So
question.
in your notes,
Yes.
you need to go find out how to
walk all that.
type indefinitely without changing our form.
Yeah, well, I mean,
It's just a matter of
Yeah.
a bunch of typable fields in there, and then you lock it. and then you're done.
right. But will that allow the rest of it to expand? though?
Yes.
Okay.
You could do that. Yeah.
It actually just did because their signature wound up on page.
The next page.
No, but that's
Yeah.
not locked now.
Right. There may be a character limit, I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's a, yeah,
That's probably-
Unless you bring the top up a little.
So
You know what I
you
mean?
could you put in there in parentheses,
Oh.
200 character limit?
Look at me.
So
Yeah,
there is
That's what
one,
I did.
yeah.
Well,
Okay,
it'll-
did I say bring the top up?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just brought the top up. I didn't know I could do that.
Yeah, you could bring the top up.
Because
So that helps.
Yeah,
laid
so
out
then
when I
you,
was
now
looking
you're
for a job,
on,
there were
now
some
you got the signature on the same
applications
page.
Yeah.
Did you
They
scroll up?
wanted.
You should just
descriptive
drag it up.
answers,
Oh,
and
she
they would
did.
say 200
Okay.
character limit.
Mhm.
Yeah, see, now it's on the same
think
page.
I
Just
even
scroll the top up.
Okay,
You're learning.
I'm saving that.
We all got little things we almost know here.
Is that enough space for the project summary?
yeah, I mean, if you're,
Yeah.
if it's gonna expand, you don't need to make it look
Okay.
any bigger on the paper.
And then the next page would be the narrative.
Yep.
So I'll do that later. After,
That can be enough line items.
I have no idea. I made it so it would fit on one page.
Oh, you said separated them. okay.
Yeah. So I don't know. What you wanna do with that?
So if.
Are those,
Can I ask if somebody
Mhm.
came in and they had, for example, 17 line items? If they,
Maybe keep printing. Or
Wait, can they add? Is
No,
that
that's why I was
expandable?
saying.
I mean,
Isn't that
I
what
possible?
if we just
think-
made a new page for each of
Like-
that and put in like 20?
that,
What if we just made a new page for each one of those
Table.
and put in like,
Professional
Way
fees
down.
for 20.
put in like
20
20?
For each
Items.
section, put its own page, right?
so.
So like,
Yeah,
So instead of
so-
having 3 spaces, make like 20 spaces.
like, so for professional
way-
fees, you put on a separate
Yeah.
page. Each
One
one,
would have one,
site
right?
work would be on a separate page, yeah.
Okay. What is this called? This is called itemized funds.
And what drives my question on that is, when I looked at the steeple project, they were so thorough. And they would have sat down and filled out 79 2x4s, 24 joist hangers, you know, they,
Yeah.
because that's who
Right.
they are. There are other people who throw spaghetti at the wall, but these guys were,
Okay. You can do that. Um, the total. Where do you want the total?
on the third page.
It's on the third page.
Yep.
Okay. All right, here's that certificate of non-collusion.
Should that be notarized?
I was gonna say the same thing.
I have no idea.
I was
To make
gonna-
it
I was-
legal and binding probably.
By the town clerk.
Well,
Whoever
anybody,
does
any
the
notary,
notary.
notary, yeah.
Our board of health is a notary as well.
Well, there's a bunch of them in town.
Carl is.
I want to be a notary. No, I want to marry people
Do it.
with the justice of the peace.
You can do it.
Can I do it?
Yes, you can. It's
Does
not
that mean
hard.
I have to keep like
You
carrying
take
around
like a
like
class and pay
binder?
$10.
Yeah.
$10 to be a notary?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll give you $10.
Just give me $10.
Is that a question for
Town
town
council.
council? Yeah,
COUNSEL.
Or,
And, so what? Does the certificate of non-collusion need to be notarized? Is that what I have to
Yes.
ask him?
yes.
and then if the answer to that is yes, on the bottom of this signature thing, you're gonna have to add notary signature and you know,
date.
form must be notarized in front of,
Mhm.
Just right, it has to be notified.
Notarized. Yeah, it just
Because
says,
they stamp it too. It has to be
Yeah.
here.
It's an official stamp.
has
Oh,
to be notarized.
So if yes, then we put a section, it's like. No,
If yes,
notarizing,
yeah.
this needs to be notarized,
Well, if it does.
Find out first,
Yeah.
and if it
Right.
doesn't, put it in.
okay,
and I'm sure if he says yes, he's
Yeah.
gonna say, and it's gotta say this,
okay,
because there's rules.
that would
about
make
and
sense,
he'll-
cause I don't
He'll
know.
tell you.
Mhm.
But just so you're prepared, he's gonna probably tell you, and on the bottom, it's gonna say, notary seal must be affixed, blah, blah, blah.
That's, okay,
He'll give you the
Sure.
legal,
so this. Right here is separate from this, from the, right?
Yes.
So this should be on a separate page, so the notarization, if there is, could probably be like somewhere around here, right?
yep,
Mhm. Mhm.
Bring that down a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I'll have to change the title of that.
Mhm.
Does that look okay? Should we make anything
No.
bigger?
I think it looks great.
I just don't forget to hit save.
I know, right?
There's
I've been-
no
I've been-
saving, Brian.
I've been hitting save
Oh, have
We
you?
don't.
periodically, yeah.
There is no such thing.
With Macs, I think they automatically save, but I don't know. if
What are
it's
you
just-
using?
This isn't
What
a
doc?
Mac, it's a Dell.
What page is
What
that the
kind of
same?
dot? Are you using Word?
I'm using
Yeah.
Word, yeah. Well, he was just saying, make sure you hit save, and you're like, no, you don't have to, so I thought that's why you were.
I never hit save, because it's always automatic auto save.
Does this automatically auto save now?
Don't trust.
I wouldn't
Cause
trust it.
like, I'm used to,
Don't trust
I'm used to the
No
old
way.
Word where you have to.
Now, is this
Yeah.
a separate page or is this the same page as?
This is the, I separated it,
Okay,
I just have to change the title,
okay.
so
Yeah.
this is the non-collusion right here.
Yep.
So if that. hold
You
on,
worked
let
really
me-
hard on this, Sabrina. That looks great.
Thank you. I
Mhm.
mean, I just took what Chris had and kind of just organized it a bit.
You saying it wasn't
then-
organized?
Reorganized.
Yeah, did I say organized? I meant reorganized. I did do a
You
little bit of
baked the cake,
reformatting.
Chris. She just frosted.
She put the
it.
frosting. I like frosting.
Wait, what was number 5?
It's a great analogy.
I'm gonna put the
Favorite part.
complete signature page.
Okay.
And I actually might add a red right here. Just in case, like
Looks like you know
with
where to go back to if you need to.
notarization. Is that a
Question
thing?
mark,
Is that a
question
thing?
mark, NOTAR.
That's an example of what
Okay,
they would do, a notary would do.
all right.
But let him tell you
Yeah.
how specific
Right.
it has to be, but that's what it would look like.
Okay,
And then that's why the notary signs this before the person signs the form.
You can always
You
put his
know.
name in there too, seat council, just in red, just so you know.
see that.
Good job.
I kind of felt someone
Just to
Doug
kinda-
said that, so I don't wanna
Yeah.
keep
Right,
looking down.
some words you go over in your head like 5 times, you go, oh, it doesn't look right. Oh,
Yeah,
I was like, what are you talking about, the
Yeah.
council?
So is it against open, all right, so say she makes all these changes in a week. Can she just send a copy to all of us and say, do you approve this? or
well,
do you
what
have to
she,
do it
no,
publicly?
so we would have to vote on at a meeting.
So the, I
We-
can still
we
send
shouldn't-
you information.
Right, we
that's not
can't
a-
discuss it outside of the
Right.
meeting, and we can't send things back in.
Right.
So
Or we
you
can
can
just-
she'll
review
send
it.
it out as a final copy or a final draft.
Mhm.
Then we can look at it outside of meeting.
right.
Then our next
Like,
meeting,
not
we come
discuss
back
it.
and
Then we
say,
can discuss
oh,
it.
yep, like it, don't like it, fix this, fix that, and then
Yeah.
vote.
In the meantime, I'll answer one, you want me to find out how to make it a fillable form and
That'd be
Yeah,
awesome.
figure out
yeah,
that, yeah.
yeah, cause I talked to Jim and he was kind of like, so.
Yeah, 'cause we had discussed that was like the biggest part of this.
Yeah.
It's,
Otherwise, it
yeah.
doesn't work as an online application.
Right.
I think it's, you can make it into a PDF and then make it a fillable, but I don't.
That might be the better way to go,
Yeah, they might-
because
They do have.
Word,
PDFs.
not everybody has Word.
Right,
but
Yeah.
right.
Yes, if we.
Yeah, and with the Word, there's a chance that you can mess up the formatting and everything, and make it funky. In PDF,
Well, once you lock it in though, I don't think you can though, can you?
can you lock it in with
You might
Word?
be able to put text box in a PDF.
I think
Yeah.
this is-
Yeah,
Yeah,
You
and
can make a fillable PDF.
yeah.
I definitely.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
I think
Yes,
there's a
yeah.
program through
Does that
Acrobat
make
where you're
sense?
just,
Well,
where you
that
can
big
click
scan
like,
full thing.
make syllable.
That
Yeah.
might-
Yes,
And
I
then
think
you
you
can
can.
edit.
Yes, that's what I have, Acrobat.
You have Acrobat?
Yeah.
Word limit.
I just
'Cause
have
I
a
was
free
doing-
version, so.
Selling puppies. We'll play with it.
Uh-huh.
Find out what happens. So I had to do Acrobat, yeah.
Mhm.
Cause you gotta have a place to sign and everything.
And I think, once we get it done, maybe we should sit here and try it out before we put it.
Oh,
up.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know, I
let's
mean,
admit it, or,
We'll sit here
make
and
up all these weird.
try to
projects.
mess it up on you.
Yeah,
We just had counselors notarize it for us.
Right. See how much money I can get.
I can notarize it, after you give me
Oh,
10 bucks.
did you gotta give it 10
$10.
bucks? But you gotta have a sponsor, you said, Jeannie, right? You're gonna be our
Yeah.
sponsor?
Yeah, good. Yeah, I have a couple well, you have to have a couple of signatures of people that
We'll vouch for your
Yeah.
integrity.
Yeah,
Oh.
We'll do that.
Okay, we could do that.
We could all do
then
that.
you have to get your CO and you have to keep up you have to pay every
You have
year.
to get the ink for your stamp and stuff.
I'll take it out of the CPC administrative
Staples.
fund. Yeah,
That's why you're gonna need the $10 piece expense.
yeah, you know, make.
Okay.
my-
Are
those
make
push
my
down
own-
ones now?
My own ink. edit.
Yeah, that's just,
They're just,
it's just
they're just,
paper.
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
that
they're
one
push
now,
down.
yeah.
one now.
Okay,
Okay,
so
so
we're
we're
done with
done.
this for tonight.
Yeah.
We're not gonna make a motion or vote on this.
No.
We're going to
Up share.
push this off again. Well, I mean, I think we've made some great progress on it, so I'm
Yeah.
happy about where we are with it.
Definitely.
Now that I know that the
Fillable part?
fillable part with everything else locked in is possible, makes me happy.
Okay.
Okay, so we have some, let's go over our minutes,
Yeah,
improve those before someone forgets like me.
actually, I think I have that in this book as well. On this day.
So we're reviewing the minutes for September 21st.
I wasn't here. Absolutely.
But you can still help with the,
My granddaughter was born. I had to go read it.
Congratulations.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
congrats, yeah, that's awesome. That's an excusable reason. I have a question. Did we not say how much the congregational church application is for?
Where's that under? I am not sure.
Not in the minutes. So
Did we talk?
that's what I'm asking. I can't remember. I know we all saw it on the application, but we should make sure when we make a motion, we discuss how much and what account it's coming out of.
No,
If you want, I can re-listen to it and
Okay,
make notes. If you guys don't mention it, I don't think I should. Should I put it in there even if you didn't mention it? In the meeting?
no,
Okay,
but I just want to make sure that we do that from now, because I think that it's good by everybody.
Looks like they're asking for 60,000.
Yeah.
A little over 60,000.
so there was a question that I had, let me have a second.
where'd you
Wonder-
find them out?
On the actual application.
Yeah, it's on, that we all reviewed the application and we thought it was great, but we didn't really state it as a motion.
Oh, this one
Um,
right here, okay.
Yeah, motion was just made to approve the application by Don.
Right.
Do you wanna?
So let's
re-
make a clarification tonight that I can put in next meeting's minutes or meeting. This
Oh, yeah,
meeting's
here it
minutes,
is.
that the application
That's
for
just
the
They got 10 funding from.
Oh, pledge.
church
okay.
people
Yep,
was for $60,000,
6790,
huh?
60,000.
790.
60,790 and no cents.
No sense.
No sense.
It's just no sense.
Mhm.
Church people approve. For that amount of money.
Requested.
For
Requested.
Yeah.
for the requested amount, and then put that in
One second there.
And we have
to come out of historical.
Well, this is coming out of historical.
So the church steeple approves. The church steeple project. Was approve for the requested amount of $60,790 to come out of the historical fund. Um. So that would be in today's meeting minutes.
Correct.
Mhm.
That we amended last meeting's minutes to include that.
Mhm.
We want to make sure the public has that we have the transparency too, like how much, where it's coming from.
And then the last meeting minutes.
Is it?
Oh, there's a couple.
But
people
when I'm
that
not
are
on Facebook.
absolutely wild
The town,
about
I'm not,
it.
don't
It's
ever go on that. You
ridiculous.
get ripped apart.
Ridiculous.
You say hi and that's it.
Uh,
Yeah.
Choose.
Did you see it?
No, I did not.
Oh.
I don't go on it anymore. I
haven't
said
been
hi to
on it
somebody and I
in
was like, what are you doing on here? And I'm like, okay.
Wow.
Like, going back on.
Okay,
Do you still want me to re-listen to it? And if there is, I'll just, if we do
You
if we
could.
did mention
yeah,
it.
we
we
will
will
be
be
able to, but chances are we didn't.
Yeah,
Because
I feel like I'm gonna put that down.
Who types all the information from it? You do?
Yeah,
So
she
you
goes
would,
through
the minutes,
I
voices,
just, I,
yeah.
I listen and I watch.
you would have
them.
noticed it,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Probably
Project,
would've,
because the project right before it's got the amount on
Right.
it too.
Yeah,
so
she's pretty thorough with things.
That's what I
so,
mean.
I mean, if you want to spend that time, you may,
Yeah.
but this will cover it.
Okay,
I
so
wouldn't
let's
worry.
do that.
The other thing is Sabrina listened to the minutes as well and
Oh, right.
noticed that nobody really
Nominated.
nominated for
nominated.
Jeannie.
Yeah.
We just started talking again about
And then
I-
she's like,
I
"Sure,
nominate
I'm doing
I
it."
nominate Jeannie Reed for vice chair.
second. Okay, all in favor?
Wait a minute, who's that?
Wait, hold on, this is happening right now?
Yeah,
Okay, so,
Oh,
Dave was first on the draw.
so
Need to do a roll call.
Yeah,
Joanne,
do roll call.
Joanne nominated.
Yeah.
Jean. To be vice chair.
Dave Spina second.
Chris Pratt, aye.
Brian Walker,
Joanne Rajek, aye.
Jean Reed,
Steve Spina, aye.
Beth Thomas, I.
And
I don't need to-
John came back.
gone.
That-
Did he come back?
I
no,
don't know.
he left.
Yes.
He had things to do.
Oh, right, I have to write that down, that,
Maybe.
that he left. So.
He's in
They
Florida.
got business down there.
Oh.
Had the hurricane damage.
Did his property get damaged?
Not too bad. A little bit of the,
Screens or something.
yeah.
Online,
My cousins did.
not
Yeah,
what
Okay,
we-
and
Sarah,
Sabrina said you had the copy that everybody was signing?
I do.
Yeah. Is this okay when I
didn't
just
approve
say the
everything yet.
motion, the second, and then the vote was a unanimous yes, when it is a unanimous yes, or do I have to like write it as something else? Is that okay?
The vote was unanimous.
Yeah, she has it written on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has. Yeah.
Okay.
Or
Well,
approved,
because in
or
the
you could-
beginning, you're gonna,
Yeah, but listed
of
all.
next month's minutes, well, this month, or we're gonna approve next month, you're gonna list everybody who's here.
Mhm.
You just put,
So
it-
if it's unanimous, I mean,
yeah, you just write unanimous.
Okay.
But everybody was in the
Okay.
meeting.
Okay. Shall we keep going down? Or if you guys have anything else to add?
I'll take a motion on the minutes if anybody's ready.
Second?
No, you-
I motion to approve
Oh,
the minutes.
I thought you
I
meant-
will take a motion.
Oh,
I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes from.
I'll second it.
Right, who's making the motion?
Jeannie made a motion.
And then
Brian seconded.
Right.
Brian,
Now we got our
Chris Pratt, aye.
Brian Walker, aye.
Joanne Horacek, aye.
Jean Reed, aye.
Dave Spina, aye.
Beth Thomas, I.
unanimous, except for John.
Yes. You're happy other than.
I am,
Yeah,
my
it's-
sister-in-law is having hip replacement tomorrow,
Oh,
so I'm getting updated
It is.
about letting the dog out for her.
Everything else.
That's the
And the
table.
other
Oh, is it?
sister-in-law has issues
Yeah.
because her sister's having surgery.
Yeah, like my mother's in rehab. She fell and broke her ankle
Oh,
Mm.
gosh.
and the therapist fell on her.
Did you sign under your name?
And then she went to rehab and she fell again out of the wheelchair.
You shouldn't sign tonight because you weren't here for that one.
Yeah, I'm just gonna,
Okay.
I was gonna, all right, I'll pass. I was gonna write down abstain.
Oh, you don't need to.
Okay,
Yeah.
abstain. I was gonna write.
So I was looking at this quote in here. I don't know if we're continuing on with the hometown structure cemetery shed.
Mhm.
Architectural shingles is brothers. So, and I just want to throw that out there because we talked about no asphalt shingles with them.
What was the original wood chips?
I think so. You know, but. This was the original, the picture of the original.
So West Springfield was like that and their CPC covered it. Just to let you know, as I know that for a fact.
Well, it's not a problem to
Yeah.
cover it, but
Would they-
was it part of the warrant article is the question?
Yeah,
Yeah. so
That is the
bring that up.
biggest question
Okay.
because what the town votes on is what funds get used for.
right,
So that's
You know,
what
we can
confused.
approve another
project,
project for
Yeah.
them to do that.
Yeah.
But, you know, they're saying it's part of their
already covered,
headstone restoration project, which I don't see how,
because that's where they store them.
what is it, restoration or is it
That's
preservation?
that's where they work on them.
They
right.
do?
Yeah,
they
in the
drag
shed,
old Stones in
into
the
the
old
shed.
shed and they work on them in there.
yeah.
So, and then, you know, they were talking about going historical.
Why
And
couldn't we ask? Somebody from the coalition,
I'll call Stuart.
yeah, because I think we're gonna go around and around and around.
Yeah,
with
because
this
I
thing.
mean, right now, we're all basing on opinion and what
Yeah.
we think.
And I mean, I mean, without getting in
I have a
trouble, I
gut
wanna see
feeling,
them.
but it's not, you know,
Well,
how
yeah,
valid is that?
right, but I mean, their reason is valid. And,
Right,
you know, but, the way in which they go, which it's gonna go about has to be made the proper way.
right, and I
So-
think that when we do, take a project, we make sure that the details are in the warrant article
Mhm.
that people vote on, so that we go back just to the warrant article.
Yep.
And
And
say,
that's it.
is it there or isn't it there?
Right.
And that's what's going on with the
That's the
tree
main
thing
thing.
with them too, is I don't remember
Right.
okaying tree removal. I remember okaying supplies, education, and headstone repairs, not trees to be
Because
coming
they
down.
were falling.
And I don't mean to be a brat, because if a
I
tree
know, but
falls on them, then they're
that
gonna be
restoration-
smashed.
Right,
But
And the other thing is, like you said, even though I know it'll become an issue of time, and if the shed blows over tomorrow, but couldn't they just submit another application?
Yeah,
Even though I'm sure that won't go over too well, but you're pretty much, well, I shouldn't say that, but I would say that you're pretty much guaranteed the money for the most part.
I mean, it fits,
Absolutely.
but it's up to the town to vote.
Correct,
You
and
know,
that's,
whether-
sometimes that's where,
Right.
you know, you're sitting here and you're like, that's a great idea, and then it goes to the town vote, and people are like, hell no. And you're like, what?
are you getting buried in there?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
You want-
so I mean, if all
I
else
had some stuff
fails,
already. Are your relatives in there?
they could just reapply with whatever information they've gathered in this last month or two, and we go from there with it.
I have
And
a
they just have to
Revolutionary
wait
War
a little
ancestor in there, so.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm all
Oh,
for it.
I'm
as
all
long as
for
we-
it.
Yeah.
It's just,
Cover
it's
the
just
bases.
what's bugging me. And that's what Jeannie's
It's
alluding to is their process for the trees coming down the shed, getting rebuilt, and they're trying to group it under the application they gave us 2 years ago, and I don't think that flies. I don't think it
Yeah.
sticks, and I don't think it looks good on them or on us,
Mhm.
and that's what I'm worried about.
So can I,
Right.
can I bring up the warrant article? This
Yeah.
is probably like a learning thing for me.
Yeah.
I just had it, well. I guess I'll just click on that again, okay. So
Now,
here's,
remember, this was 2020,
yeah,
so this was done during a pandemic. This was also done was standing outside in the parking lot of the high school,
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Who knows what
Well,
else?
this, I mean, I think the warrant article, I think is the reason why the town accountant is kicking back that the restoration of the shed, because it's not
It's
mentioned
not
here.
stonework. Yeah.
Right,
And there's no tree work
And no
mentioned
tree work
either.
there
right.
But we can't, okay, so then
But-
we're contradicting ourselves though, if we just put in the application that it said something about. Not all will be listed in the warrant article, so there is a contradiction there.
Can you just go
guys.
down a little?
Exactly.
Is that good?
Cause didn't you put that?
I mean, they do say or take any other action relative thereto. So that leaves some wiggle room, but
Well, that's an umbrella, but I mean, you do have
Right.
in the application that we just divide, it's possible that not all aspects of the proposed project will make the warrant article.
that
But
means
that means
that
it doesn't
it
actually
won't be
prove to
voted
vote
on.
Doesn't
Right.
mean That the warrant article will. kind
So
of
we could say
summarize
we
it.
like this part, or you guys can say you
Okay.
like this part of the project, but just not this part, so we'll just approve this one.
Okay.
Hmm.
But I don't know, are you gonna how are your motion articles gonna look if you're getting into specifics?
I mean. It depends on what you guys agree on, and,
So do we go back to the original application and look at what they asked
Well,
for?
yeah, we can
and
do
what
that,
they-
This
but-
text might be.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
Right.
actually, I do have the meeting minutes.
because it's talking about of the stonework, but they do the stonework in the shed. That's kind of the
Right.
restoration of it.
um,
So you're like,
Right,
So that's the
That's okay.
signage,
I'm,
so here's the second, so this
I
is
think
May
there were
6th.
two applications.
Yeah, so this one
There's
is the
one
Old
meter.
Cemetery
Yeah,
Friends of
right there.
Southwick, so this is
Yeah, but
for,
is this the,
I'm sorry.
get closer.
I'm squinting at it.
makes sense. Yeah, head
I think there's a way I can make it bigger, right?
of course you can.
Oh,
there you go.
bam,
Wow.
if I do that. Oh,
No.
no, 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 I don't like, oh, no,
You've ruined everything.
where are we?
Just keep on going. There you go.
on.
Just
It would
scroll.
scroll-
Make it bigger. and
Okay.
there you
scroll.
go. And let's go down a little bit.
Old Cemetery was a 3-year project that been voted on.
You question the amount, Mr.
Question the
Spina.
amount
Look at
of
you.
stonework.
And that-
What was to be
The
included in the
tree removal
repairs?
was
Mr.
included
Thoreau
as
said
separate
the stonework would be in the repairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty clear
I
right there.
could, well, there's. Oh, and then Wally asked the total they're asking for, and then the
Yes.
motion to approve the application. And then I can bring up the application as
So
well.
the third application? This is the
So
third
that's
one.
for the new cemetery.
Mhm.
I don't
Oh.
think that's the same thing,
No, it's not the
Yeah.
same.
but they do mention tree
There we
removal
should
and the
talk about
retaining
tree
wall, and
removal.
fault
So-
repair.
So I'm thinking that,
Right, that's
the
a-
memory of the applicant.
That's a
is
different
remembering
application.
that He talked about trees. But he's not remembering
don't
what
think
the
it's that one.
The other
application said.
quite possibly.
So here's the,
Which is the application.
and here's the.
And he's a wonderful man and I don't want to beat him up, but.
Okay.
You know, we have to justify.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
trans.
I'm just gonna go right here to the brief description. Okay, repair of the failing retaining walls, repainting the brickwork of the receiving vault, rehab of the storage shed.
and removal of trees.
Removal of trees.
Yep,
So,
Are we still arguing the removal of trees?
yeah, because they went to the town accountant and asked for some money to get the trees ripped out of there, and she said, no, it wasn't on the warrant.
Okay.
But yet, there it is right
Yeah.
there.
I thought the town
Yeah.
council said they could get it.
but nobody's given him a check.
Yeah, they said-
Because town
that's what it
council
said.
said, yeah, we think so, and the town accountant said,
Yeah, no, not
and
correct.
no way.
Because it's not on the
It says it right
warrant.
there.
Because it's not on the warrant, but there it is on the
There it is on the
application. so-
application.
We approve the application.
You approved
Yeah.
the application,
So it didn't come up on the warrant.
but the town voted on the warrant. They didn't vote, they didn't read
Right.
the application.
But the thing about all of that though is you guys, is that if there's questions or if people wanna know specifics, they're supposed to be able to ask questions and. If they did or didn't,
Right,
that's on,
None.
and I'm not trying to say it that way, but that's on them.
That is also true.
Because that is where you're given the opportunity, so if I said, you know, like. Probably the upcoming stuff for maybe the steeple, someone will say, well, that's a church, they're nonprofit, where does their money go? And someone, you know, someone from the church or whatever would stand up and say, well, this is where our money goes, this is how much we spend on this, this and this. So, my point being is that. There was. The opportunity to ask. Questions about details and specifics of what may have been either entailed in the application or what they were going to do with that.
At town meeting.
Yeah,
Yep, I agree with you.
yeah.
But
This is a good discussion.
And
Yeah,
with-
I
yeah,
didn't even
just-
think so.
Oh, yeah.
Really
With-
written
so
ourselves
here's
about
the-
Right,
Totality of the project.
The,
And you know,
additional-
you know, and that's a lesson learned too,
Yeah, yeah.
because
Right.
one is they aren't easy to write.
right,
And when you're told like 3 days before.
I need this.
it- you need-
That was-
yeah, this
Yeah.
application came in at like
I know it
April
was-
or something.
But you have to think about, so
Mhm.
we're all learning as we go along here with this stuff and, you know, I mean, you just move on from the next one and you make notes of your warrant article. It has your specifics in that were listed in your applicant's application.
So it should have went
knowing
into
that-
more detail on that
Maybe,
warrant,
But
but
the
it
thing
didn't.
is it didn't,
Right.
but. You know, and then where do you define rehab of shed?
Mhm.
Which we have to, you know, we have to start to get into that, right?
So the rehabilitation would use the definition that's in the,
Department of Revenue.
yeah, the DOR.
Right. And then if that can't be done, because that's what they kind of said, right? That it can't be, then maybe, then that's where you say, well, you'll have to do a new application. I don't know. I mean, we can still throw this around. Maybe we should get some questions answered.
Go to the
with
town
some more-
council, I would say, wouldn't you?
Um,
They can ask.
Well, I think. Would we ask him to be more specific with
Specific,
us
yeah.
as far as what was, you know, the relation between the warrant article, the vote and the application?
Mhm.
And you walk in the office with the application in your hand, so
Yeah.
that they can read
I would
that. and
imagine,
compare it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Just a CYA, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
but I would definitely, if, you know, like Chris said, would be to ask Stuart. if
Yeah, I'm not
that
giving
even
up on it.
falls under, like, at least give us some guidance with it.
He likes to talk.
Yes, he does. But I think at least if we ask him there, he might be able to answer with us, not going around and around at every meeting for the
Right.
next 2 or 3 months.
Right,
Because if they do have to do a new application, they can get it going.
Yeah.
And, yeah. we can break that.
can you send me those documents you just had up? The town warrant article
Yeah,
and
these were the
you
documents
send
that,
to me right now,
huh?
Write it down.
unless you want, you can if you want right
I'm
now.
not gonna send it to you right now, tomorrow.
That's. that's why I
You
said-
might get it later on tomorrow, because this was, I
That doesn't
sent
matter.
everybody all of this information in that email that never went out because we had like an email
Okay.
breakdown.
All right,
Cause I
Oh, you
wrote,
sent it?
I wrote in the email where I sent you all like the meeting minutes and the agenda, I'm like, there's going to be another email to follow, cause there's just too many documents. And then,
Never-
But it
that
never
was-
happened.
it never
right? 'Cause
happened, cause I
okay.
was, trying to refresh my
I think
outlook
that
and it's saying you have something still needs to be sent. I'm like, what? And then so I signed out of Outlook, tried to sign back in, and then it wouldn't let me sign back in, and then like other people were having the same problem, and restarted my computer, and by that time I had to leave, so. So am I asking town council anything?
No,
Do I have an action item for that?
not
No,
for that one.
not for that, so I'm not doing any, okay. Are we moving on to the next?
Hold on, I'm busy.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not used to pauses.
I'm sending you an email reminder.
Well,
Right?
thank you. And I could send everyone,
Yeah,
you know. Jim's gotta do something with my computer in the morning to make sure I can get my emails.
Now, why wouldn't they be eligible for this other matching grant?
I don't know.
They might,
Could they?
only on the exterior.
Oh, the
Right.
shed's outside.
no, it needs some interior stuff done too.
Oh, they can
They
build
would
their own.
raise
gotta
some
read
all
that
the
I
way
was gonna
back.
say, they could build
I'm
that.
gonna read it more. When it's on a bigger computer, I thought on my phone, but I'll read it.
Well, here's the question that I have, if they have to get a whole new shed, is that considered rehabilitation?
Well, the problem is
Is
you
it-
find someone to restore it or to rehabilitate it to its original state.
Yeah.
Money isn't, I don't mean it like that, but money isn't an issue at that time, because if you're putting in an application to CPC, you're asking for
Well, I
that money
think
to be
they're-
covered.
Didn't they say like how much it was like, it'd be like 24?
The new one is
Yeah.
gonna be
No,
like,
not the new one,
So.
to have it rebuilt, like,
well,
piece
is
by
that,
piece,
is that a
redone.
new one or is
This
that
is the new
restoration?
one.
was going
I
to be
was looking
more
at
than
that.
that.
Yeah,
We had an idea of another one that looked different than that one, and it was around 25,000.
but you're not allowed to take the structure down and put something up in its spot.
Right, and isn't that what that one
Yes.
is?
Yeah, that's what it seemed like.
So they're getting like
Yeah.
a brand new shed that just looks like the old one.
Which-
That's what my,
Which was part of my question.
that's what I mentioned to her when she
Yeah.
first brought this up, when she said that she wants a new shed. I'm like, well, CPC money is for like restoration, rehabilitation.
Right.
And you're asking for a new shed. And I'm like, well, there's gotta
Yeah, as
be,
far as
you
coming out
gotta
of
keep
historic
something.
funding, I don't see a new
It
shed.
even happening out of historic.
If you follow the flow chart down, but I wouldn't say that, that's.
Right,
What about the tools they use to restore the headstones? Is that covered?
that would be under headstone restoration, I would assume.
So I believe your argument was, without the shed, the headstones are gonna get wrecked while we're working on them. So basically, they're saying it's a tool.
Mm, I'll talk to Stuart. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think that's
So,
pushing.
And
Without
again,
the-
going around with this, if the application, what was written in the application suffices, then we don't really need to, it's a moot point, right? We just need to make sure somebody writes the check at that point. You know what I'm saying? Because if what they wrote in the application covers, umbrellas, what they're asking for, then we're kind of, we're going around and around and around.
That's-
Right,
that's-
and I have another question. So in the application, they basically just said rehab of shed. They didn't go into any details. And so. Do you need more specific details in order to accept? Rehabilitation?
So 2 years ago, they said rehab shed,
Yeah,
and I'm sure there was some discussion about what it needed 2 years ago, but I'm looking at a current picture. And honestly, it looks like it needs a bulldozer.
yeah,
Well, that's
I'm
what they're
just gonna
planning
be
on.
blunt
Yeah.
about it, because
Yeah,
this looks like, when I was born, my family had a shack, and then I
right.
became a millionaire and we put up a bigger shack, but it's simply a shack. This is.
No, you're
It's
right.
150-year-old mess. or nobody knows even how old it is, but it's a mess.
Yeah,
And yeah, they need a new shed, but I don't think it falls under. Do we want to put up another mess
right.
with historical money? Do we want to put up something that looks just like this and is gonna look equally this bad in 30 years? Is that good?
Well, they don't
Use
last
of our
forever.
funds?
Well, what you,
If it's
Valid
that old,
question.
they did a good job,
Valid
right?
question,
right.
use Historic
I'm just
money
saying.
for,
A shack.
yeah. a
That's how they
pine
all
tree.
are, though. You ever go to cemeteries and that's what they look like?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but
I mean, my mother-in-law.
I would
They
make
do.
it look
My
old,
brother-in-law's over there, so.
you keep its historical
Yeah.
factor, but you're using materials.
Updated materials,
Better.
probably.
right, and
Yeah,
so
Yeah.
they're
like,
commensurate with
and
it.
then
Yeah.
their quote here has this kind of siding. This is the shape of it, but it has this kind of siding, so that looks great. That would uphold the historical labor. But we're putting architectural shingles on it, which doesn't hold with the.
On that picture.
Suggest they put cedar shakes up instead. I know the price will go up. But then it's the exterior. You can apply for that grant money.
I want to give them the money, I really do, because they need it, but it's
You
gotta
just,
be
the
right,
proper way to, well, pocket doesn't.
gotta be right.
So we'll continue.
Yep, let's do a little
We'll
work.
get some information.
Get some info and.
More discussion.
So this is gonna be. continued.
Anybody going to bingo?
Does it even say where it is?
Rec center.
Oh, it's at the rec center.
So
There are cash prizes.
now are we moving on to the next one?
Yeah.
I
You're good.
know. So the updates on projects in progress. Jeannie, I think you were going to ask if those two projects, the very, very old ones, they still had money left. And I think you said that you were going to ask them just to make sure that they didn't need that money anymore.
Historical.
They were the
It was,
the
Historical
documents stuff.
documents, phase
I
one and two.
believe
that
it
what
was
it
the
is?
documents
Those are the
project.
oldest two.
Now, wasn't that the email from the woman who said,
Well,
I'm
she said,
new?
I'm the new, she had said they're done, but then when we'd had the meeting afterwards, you're like, well, they still have a lot of money, maybe I'll go back to them and say, are you sure you don't need it?
I did, and I didn't get an answer then because I asked someone from the historical commission, and he wasn't even sure if it applied to them.
So should we just,
Haven't
I
got
know,
it back
right?
to here.
But you also have to think, now, these applications were from a while ago, and these are newer folks on the
Yeah, I
committee too,
understand
so.
cause
So,
it looks like one of them has just over 1,000 and then another one has almost 20,000. Should we return that back into the general fund?
So I
would,
think that came in from the town clerk.
What do you mean?
Town clerk brought that in.
Michelle
Mhm. Believe
in
so.
2011, she was here,
which
Yeah,
one are you, which
I
one
remember
did you
that.
say?
the top
I was
one.
here. I was at
Reserve
that meeting.
Archive, Town of Southwick
I'm
Historical
pretty
Documents,
sure it was
phase
Michelle
one,
Hill.
Oh,
the one that has just over a
Oh.
grand.
so
Should I ask
So-
Michelle?
if Chris
For both
remembers
of
that,
them?
yeah. No, can we
Sure,
go
it's okay.
back and can you do your great work of finding the application?
It'll probably
Be in a
be in
file
one of
somewhere.
those,
Yeah.
It should be in a
Thanks.
file.
See who,
I'm pretty sure it was Michelle Hill who came in.
and that was the first two things you said, right? Cause when I sent them this stuff,
I mean, I think I updated the CP3 report, so that it's completed.
oh, I have notes on here that says town clerk.
See?
This was this was a
Town clerk,
picture of this.
yeah, good job.
Maybe I failed to tell you that. And then, because I asked the historical guy, I said, ask your peoples that have been on there for a while what they're gonna do with it. But he said, I think then there was a conversation, we went back and forth about it. And yeah,
Can I? Cause I'm pretty sure I completed it in the CP3
Yeah, I mean, if
report,
it's complete, then that should come back to the general fund.
so should we just vote to?
We
return the
shouldn't need to
remaining?
make a motion or anything. It's just supposed to come back.
But, so Laura, didn't mean to point, the town accountant, she says that she won't return the money back into the general fund until the committee agrees upon it, and it's in the meeting minutes, and I give her the meeting minutes showing that you guys say
Okay,
That it's complete.
that it's
I would
complete.
say
So,
talk to Michelle. You know. We shouldn't even allow that probably since it's 2011. If they're not done, then
yeah, that's a lot.
That's 12 years.
I will make a motion to have the unencumbered funds from the Preserve Town Archive historical documents returned to the general fund for the community preservation. The amount of $1,046.
So that was just phase one.
Hmm,
I hope I wrote the
What
amount
about
down.
there was
I
20
second.
20,000.
okay, and the other phase for phase two for $19,464.50.
Now you can second that.
I second.
That's what I have written down. Which was
Okay.
the price that Chris said.
Go ahead, Dave.
No.
Yeah.
So all in favor?
All in
They're-
favor?
They're different.
Aye.
Aye.
Doesn't have to be a roll call.
Everybody said aye, then I think we're good.
Aye.
No. Aye.
I'm gonna double check. the,
Aye.
Any opposed? Too late to check. Wait,
I'm not 100% that those are correct, prices,
figures,
figures, because we have two different figures. They're almost the same. They're like off by like a couple bucks for some reason.
interest.
Um,
Yes, sitting in the, I'm just collecting.
so. If it is different, should we bring it back in the next meeting? As a new vote?
No, we just amend it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We just amend it.
In the next, amend it in the next.
Yeah,
meeting?
like
All
we
right,
did today with the
okay,
vote
The
thing.
intent is to get that money back into the general fund
Yeah.
for those two, actions.
okay. And Dave's not, sorry, not.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say
Dave's not
Dave's not
here,
here,
so
so
we're
we don't
not
have
gonna do
anything
the
else
sign
for old
thing.
business.
So we'll take a motion to let Brian eat dinner.
Motion to
motion.
adjourn.
Second.
All right.
All in favor?
Aye.